Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alec Reed. This is my channel Alec Reads, and today we're reading I Still Think You're Beautiful on Wattpad, and we are reading chapter 27 today. I hope that you guys enjoy. I had things I was supposed to say, damn it. I am posting a video for Inclusivity Project today. It's the first video. I really hope that you guys enjoy. If you do enjoy it, then I will continue to read it. If not, then I will try and find something else. But it is a story that is very close to my heart, and a story that I really, really enjoy myself as a wheelchair user. It has a wheelchair user in it. And it's a love story. It's a straight love story, which was like, kind of sad, but like, it is what it is. But I also have a lesbian wheelchair love story. So if you guys want that one, let me know. But anyway, like, subscribe, or comment down below whether it's recommendations or whether it's just saying hello. Or you can email me at readsalec@gmail.com and I will respond to you as fast as humanly possible. Anyway, I respond to all comments, all emails. So if you either emailed me or commented, check them because I have responded to all of them so far. And sometimes I ask you questions, and sometimes there's a back and forth that we can have. But anyway, let's jump right into this video. I hope that you guys enjoy. Chapter 27, Draco. I sat in bed, fingering the hem of Harry's jumper. I couldn't be sure it was Delaney. He was definitely at the top of my list of suspects, but I couldn't be sure. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, my thoughts keeping me awake, my mind worried for Harry and wanting to murder Greengrass and Delaney, my eyes filled with exhaustion, and my dreams finally stole me away. I was walking towards the hospital wing. My feet steered me around the corner towards Harry's bed. The curtains were closed. I pushed them aside. That's when the screaming started. Everyone was crying. Weasley and his stupid sister, Granger, especially Granger. And then there was me, right by Harry's bed, holding his pulseless wrist. Pansy holding me back, like it was an out-of-body experience. I wasn't me. It was like I was someone else. The dream me wouldn't let go of Harry's dead hands, and Pansy led dream me out of the infirmary. The dream me stopped crying as soon as she let go. Greengrass was waiting for me, and she grabbed my neck and kissed me. Her kiss wasn't like Harry's. The way Harry kissed me was soft and passionate but electric. Her kisses were violent and forced. I wanted to throw up, but Dream Me carried on. He was enjoying it. He turned to face me and smirked. I woke up in a cold sweat. I wanted Harry. I wanted him to hold me and tell me it was okay, but he couldn't. He was unconscious because of me, because of Greengrass. I'll deal with Delaney after I've dealt with that bitch. I showered and got dressed, folding Harry's picture and putting it in my Slytherin green hoodie, its small weight filling me with a small amount of confidence. I strolled down the common room. Pansy's eyes followed me from the stairs before her feet caught up. Draco? Are you okay? I looked up at her and brought my old I'm okay mask, plastering a smile across my face. Yeah, Pansy, I'm good. Though my chest ached. Are you going down to see Harry? You know you should have some breakfast before you need to eat, Draco, she said firmly. I rolled my eyes, but agreed, and let her drag me to the great hall. I ate as much as I could, as Pansy and Blaze sat either side of me. I saw Blaze stealing sneaky glances towards Longbottom, and him looking up and blushing. This made Blaze try to hide his smile. Blaze, is there something going on between you and Longbottom? Blaze didn't seem to hear me. Blaze. What? He said, choking on his toast. You and Longbottom? What's happening? Pansy leaned forward to be a part of the conversation. Nothing. Why would you say something like that? What would be happening? I've just got to know him a bit, and he isn't half bad. But nothing's happening. Why would anything be happening? I turned to Pansy, smirking. You two are totally happening, she squealed. Blaze went bright red. People turned their heads in our direction. Pansy, shush! Blaze shrieked, which only caused more people to look. We only kissed once, and I don't even know if it means anything. I don't even know if I like guys. Blaze, it's okay if you did. Or you could like guys and girls. Sometimes we don't decide who we like. It just happens. Like you and Longbottom. Like me and Harry. I said, choking back a sob. Neville, Blaze corrected, blushing again, and continuing to massacre his bacon. I rolled my eyes and looked around the great hall. My eyes stung as I looked at Harry's empty space next to Granger and Weasel. A bunch of girls walked into the great hall, most of them Slytherin, a couple of them Ravenclaw, and there, front and center, strolled Greengrass, her auburn curls on her shoulders, catching the light just like my disgusting dream. I felt sick again. I was about to stand up and walk over to her, but Pansy gripped my arm and held me down. Not now, she whispered. A few minutes into breakfast, Pansy shifted down the table to talk to a few other Slytherins, and Greengrass walked alone out of the great hall. I immediately stood up and followed her out of the doors. Hey, whore! I shouted from behind her, making sure we were alone. I spun her around and pinned her up against the wall. Oh, Draco! Finally come to your senses about stupid Potter? That you prefer girls? Prefer me? She giggled her crazy laugh. Why on earth would you think that? You're disgusting, and Harry is in the hospital wing because of you. What? She laughed again. Tried to off himself, did he? He deserves it. I lost my sister because of him. He shouldn't be alive. I pulled her back and slammed her against the wall again. Shut up. Shut up, you ass. Don't you dare talk about him like that. You don't know what he's been through. God, you could get any more of a bitch. My wand pressed against her throat. Draco, before you hex me senseless, you might want to hear what I have to say. And why would I listen to you? All that comes out of your mouth is trash. I sneered. Well, Drakey, if you let me go, I can show you. I was curious, and so I loosened her neck, and she rummaged through her bag, pulling out an old letter, and held it out to me. What's this? I spat, and snatched it from her, ripping apart the already mangled paper. Inside was a letter. Greengrass' smile widened as mine dropped, my eyes skimming over the horrific words on this page. I backed away from her and walked slowly away, my eyes frozen on the page. I shoved the paper in my pocket and ran down the corridor towards the infirmary. I had to see Harry, unconscious or not. I had to see him. I couldn't tell him about Greengrass. I couldn't even digest the news myself. I walked into the hospital wing. Harry's bed was curtained again. My heart dropped lower than it already was. I pulled the curtain back to hear a gasp from myself and the person behind it, suddenly dangerously close to Harry's bed, his face red with embarrassment and anger. Chapter 28. Draco. Selene stood over Harry's bed, potion in his hand, its green vial color reflecting its obvious dangerousness. The healer was supposed to be watching over Harry was on the floor, unresponsive. I lunged at him, trying to knock the potion from his hands, but his grip was strong, and he knocked me to the ground. What are you doing here? I'm trying to help you, you silly boy. No, you're not. Why is the healer unconscious? She wouldn't let me help. It's you, isn't it? You're the one who's been poisoning him." "Would you keep your voice down?" He turned towards Harry again, but I spelled the potion out of his hands. "Give it back, Malfoy. Haven't you gotten brave? Why, your father would probably disown you if he saw you right now. Fraternizing with the enemy. Tut, tut, tut." I didn't care what he said. I don't give a damn what my father thinks. He's vile and cruel. You're just as pathetic. I scrambled up, turning around and running out of the infirmary towards McGonagall's office, poison in hand. I felt a spell hit my back and cause me to trip, the potion flying out of my hand. My chin hit the cold cobbles on the floor. I saw the potion roll down the stairs as it began to shift. Climbing up, I jumped the enlarging gap between solid ground and moving staircase. My hands gripped its edge as I hoisted myself up and ran down after the potion, trying not to trip. I picked it up as the stairs stopped. I looked up to see the corridor empty. I began walking backwards as I bumped into someone. I turned around to see my traitor professor standing behind me. "How did you get here so fast? You forgot that teachers can apparate. Now give me the potion, and you won't get hurt." His eyebrows were furrowed, hair out of place. I recognized him now. He was probably still is a Death Eater. "You're a Death Eater. Took you long enough, didn't it, Malfoy? Now give me the potion." His wand jerked towards me, and I felt a crucio-type pain in my arm. The potion fell from my grasp as I dropped to the floor, grabbing my arm. I heard a crack, and the pain stopped. I looked up, and Zeleny was gone. I had two choices: run to McGonagall's office or the infirmary. I chose the latter. I was small and nimble, even for my age. When I arrived at the hospital ring, I wasn't panting. "Madame Pomfrey, get McGonagall now!" I shouted, running to Harry's bed. I collapsed on the floor, my eyes stinging at the sight of the empty vial next to him. The woman came in running, her face pale at the sight of the healer on the floor. "What happened?" "It was Zeleny. He's the one who's been poisoned Harry. He gave him the last dose. I tried to stop him, but I couldn't apparate." A crack sounded behind me, and I whipped out my wand to find McGonagall standing next to Pomfrey. She looked at the empty vial in my hands, then at the unconscious healer on the floor. Pomfrey scuttled forward to give Harry a diagnostic. "He's dead. He's gone. It's my fault," I sobbed. "No, Mr. Malfoy, he's not. Not yet. His temperature is rising like before, but he's not dead. I'll have someone monitor him. You can stay too. It's a miracle he survived 3 doses, but it's an extremely risky potion as well." She held her hand out, and I gave her the empty vial. Harry's nose started to bleed, and Pomfrey cleaned it up. She then levitated the useless healer to a separate bed. McGonagall walked over to me, putting her hand on my shoulder. "He's extremely lucky, Draco, and even more fortunate to have a friend like you. You showed real bravery today. Do you have any idea where Zeleny would have gone?" "I can't say I do, Professor." She nodded and left me alone with Harry. I held on to his shaking hand as if I would never let go of him, which I wouldn't, not again. "Come on, Harry, wake up. I can't do this without you. I can't be me without you. This should be me. I'd give anything to just trade places with you. Please wake up." I couldn't hold it in anymore. I needed him. I grabbed his arm and sobbed into his slowly rising chest. "I'm sorry. Please just wake up." He didn't. He wasn't dead. I knew that, but I couldn't believe it unless he woke up. Eventually, Hermione and Ron found out what happened with Delaney and had come down to check on their friend. "Is he okay? What happened?" Weasley asked. "He gave him another dose of the potion." Hermione gasped. "But Harry's okay. He'll be okay." Hermione hugged me, and then Ron patted my shoulder. "You're not so bad, Malfoy. I'm sorry." I just nodded, not taking my eyes off Harry. "I don't deserve him. This is all my fault. And when he wakes up, he's never going to forgive me." Hermione shook her head. "Of course he will. You'll just have to explain to him what happened between you and Greengrass was a mistake, and that you'll never let it happen again." I swallowed the lump in my throat, putting my hands in my jumper. I pulled out the letter and handed it to Hermione. Her eyes skimmed across the page. Rage started to build in her eyes and Weasley's as he read over her shoulder. "Betrothed? To Greengrass? She can't do this." "She can't. It's been arranged," I said solemnly. "I'll have to owl my mother, but I don't think there's anything I can do." "But you have to do something. Harry will be heartbroken," she said, and Weasley nodded silently in agreeing. "I know, Merlin, this is a nightmare. Please don't tell Harry," I said, shoving the letter back into my jumper. "Don't tell me what?" came a croggy voice from the bed. Alright, everyone, that is the end of today's episode. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and comment down below whether it's recommendations or whether it's just saying hello. I respond to both. And I will see you in the next video. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.